Elect for the city of Clinton told regional radio as part of election coverage Tuesday night the support of her friends and family was an integral part of her campaign.
Well, I've been married to the same good man for over 40 years. So it would not, many good things don't happen in my life without him. My family has worked tirelessly with me. I had a campaign committee and volunteers who drove me to those 9 precincts when it was 7 degrees out and stayed with me through all of those cold, really windy days when we were out talking to constituents and meeting really great people and hearing their concerns and ideas. So I'm youngest of 7 children, or 8 children, so I have 7 siblings. So they all stood up and stepped up and have helped me tremendously as well as my campaign manager, Tina Baxter, and others. I don't know that it would have been much more difficult without all of them as part of the process.
Michelassi won with 546 votes and credits the victory to her communication with the people of Clinton. She focused on going door to door to meet the people she hoped would become her future employers.
Well, I knew when I decided to run for mayor that I had to go hear what the people had to say that live here. What do they want to see? What do you want Clinton to be in 5 years? I would ask him. What do you see Clinton being? And what do you see as some pretty major concerns right now? And what's the best part of Clinton? What do we have that's really good? Because Clinton is a great community. So I did a lot of door knocking. I started that, and we did some mailers so people would know who I am. I didn't think I should apply for a job without meeting my employers, and the community members are my employers. As a city council member and certainly as mayor, they would be my employers. So we did that. We did some yard signs, but mainly we did a lot of communication.
Michelassi understands she is now working for the entire community, not just those who voted for her. She's committed to representing all the people of Clinton and wants everyone to have a voice.
Well, I hope that they realize that even though they didn't vote for me, we're stepping over that today. Tomorrow, we're going to get busy. I'll be sworn in a matter of weeks, and then I represent everybody in the community, and I want to hear from everybody in the community. You don't have to vote for me to care that you have a great life. I want you to enjoy living here. I want it to be a prosperous, vibrant community, and I want everybody in this community to feel like they have a voice and that they're a part of something big and great that's coming around the corner, whether they voted for me or not.
The first item on the to-do list is the comprehensive plan. Michelassi will work with the entire community and the city employees to move the city forward together.
I think the biggest thing they're talking about is a strategic plan, and we've talked about this all through the campaign. They worked on a strategic plan in 2024, and they did a lot of hard work on that and, quite frankly, paid a little chunk of money. And I think it encompasses what's going to happen with our streets, what's going to happen with, parts of our community here through that strategic plan. Public safety. Are we building a new city hall? Are we going to end up with a new fire protection district building? All of those things are on the plate right now and on the burner, and we need to sit down, look at all this and say, what's next? Where do we step? I'm so excited, man, because I just want to say, let's go. I've said for months now, people are probably sick of me saying, let's move Clinton forward together. We can. Clinton's a great community. Let's move Clinton forward together. And I'm here to tell you tonight, I'm ready to do that. And I'll change it up a little bit by saying, let's go. Let's move it forward together.
The final tallies from the Tuesday election. Michelassi won with 546 votes, 50% of the vote. 26% of the vote went to Seth Reddington, a total of 291 votes. Kelly Harvey received 130 votes, good for 11% of the vote. 65% of the vote went to Doug Tucker, or 65 votes went to Doug Tucker. That's 5% of the vote. Robert Kreitler received 39 votes, 3% of the vote. And Doug England, 16% of the vote. 16 votes for 1% of the vote. Pardon me. Voter turnout for the election was roughly 25%. Get news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. A look at local sports comes your way next.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the Big 1520 daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com on the WHOW mobile app and Amazon Alexa. Plus, hear a best of Clinton sports broadcast Saturday mornings at 10. All brought to you by Keith Wade, your country financial representative, Studio 505, and our exclusive sponsor for our player of the game, Surf Pro of Piatt DeWitt Counties, the leader in fire, water, and mold restoration.
Hi, this is Dr. Sue Sturr from Covenant Animal Clinic. We are very happy to be the proud sponsor of a new Adopt a Pet page on DeWittDailyNews.com. Just click on the icon next to the masthead to get to the new Adopt a Pet page. Then you will be able to see some of the adorable dogs and cats at the DeWitt County Animal Shelter that are waiting for their forever home. You can also click on the link from the page to fill out the animal adoption application form. Thank you for helping us spread the word about our four-legged friends at the DeWitt County Animal Shelter who are ready to be adopted. And remember, a healthy pet is a happy pet.
Scott Baum here from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. Search our big selection of pre-owned cars and trucks by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is Ryan Utterback with Utterback Real Estate. It's time to make those resolutions.
Getting into shape by playing chess?
No, like saving money to buy a house.
Thinking makes me sweat.
And that's why you're the other Ryan.
Make your resolution a reality by clicking the Utterback Real Estate icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Now there's one web portal for local agriculture radio programming in central Illinois. IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Local farm programming streamed live and archived to hear anytime. IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Hear the morning and noon farm shows with local agriculture news and interviews. IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Plus hear all of your favorite agriculture farm shows including RFD Illinois, AgriTalk, RFD Today, and the Closing Market Report. IllinoisFarmRadio.com. It's agriculture grown locally, streamed live, and archived to hear anytime. IllinoisFarmRadio.com. A service of the Miller Media Group.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard here on WHOW and all its digital platforms, the Clinton Maroons shut out Sullivan 8-0 in non-conference high school baseball action on Tuesday in Clinton. The Maroons were led by Colton Walker, who went 2 for 3, scored 2 runs, and had an RBI. Josh Bass was 2 for 4 and scored a run with an RBI, while Ryan Pine and Jackson Reynolds each had hits and scored a run. Jack Manning was the Surf Pro of Piatt DeWitt County's player of the game. He went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. He also allowed a hit and struck out 3 in 3 1/3 innings on the mound. The Redskins were led by Gavin Wade, Tristan Wright, and Fallon Rose, who all had a hit. Wright allowed 4 hits and 2 runs in 2 innings of relief. He struck out 5 and issued a walk. With the win, the Maroons improved to 3-3, while Sullivan falls to 1-5. Tune in on April 8th for our next Clinton game of the week when the Maroons take on Meridian in high school softball action. First pitch is at 4:30. Hear the action on WHOW and all its digital platforms. Monticello mustered just 3 hits in a 4-0 loss to Tri-Valley in non-conference high school baseball action in Monticello on Tuesday. The Vikings jumped on ace Ike Young with 3 runs in the first. The Illinois commit settled down to strike out 8 over 5 1/3 innings. Only 2 runs were earned. Sophomore Dawson Gitros was 2 for 3 with a double at the bottom of the order for Monticello. The Sages fall to 6-2 overall. They return to action on Thursday when they visit Prairie Central to open Illini Prairie Conference action. A 5-run second inning propelled Maroa-Forsyth over Hayworth 8-2 in non-conference high school baseball action on Tuesday in Forsyth. Gunnar Larner's bases clearing double in the second highlighted the frame. Grady Rose drove in 2. Ace Giles was 3 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Mitch Williams and Tate Brendenberg each scored 2 runs at the top of the order for the Trojans. Caden Rose drove in a run. Maroa-Forsyth is 4-3 overall. They will host Westville on Wednesday. Mount Pulaski used a late surge to get by Pontiac 8-3 in non-conference high school baseball action on Tuesday in Pontiac. The Hilltoppers led 4-3 going to the 7th. Aaron Volley doubled in a run in the inning. He was 2 for 3 with a pair of RBIs and a run scored. Chance Payne was 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles and 2 runs scored. Eric Cooper was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs for the Hilltoppers. Volley picked up the win for Mount Pulaski. He went 4 innings of 2-run ball. Both were unearned with 4 strikeouts, a walk, and allowed just 1 hit. Mount Pulaski's 2-2 overall. They travel to Okaw Valley today. Lincoln strung together back-to-back-to-back RBI singles in a 3-run 6th inning and rallied to a 5-3 win over Springfield Lanphier in Central State 8 high school baseball action from Lincoln on Tuesday. Singles by Austin Lucas, Drew Hayes, and Parker Grau drove in runs in the inning for the Rail Splitters and put them up 5-2. The Spartans got a run back in the top of the 7th, but Carson Komnick was able to close the door on the win for Lincoln. Bryce Vlahovic struck out 7 in 4 innings of 2-run ball for the Railers. Komnick worked the final 3 innings with 3 strikeouts and permitted 6 hits. Lucas and Hayes collected 2 hits apiece. Grau and Komnick had base hits for Lincoln. Lincoln improves to 3-5 overall and 1-0 in CS8 action. They will travel to Jacksonville on Wednesday for more Central State 8 action. Taylorville opened the game with 7 runs and kept the pressure on in a 14-0 rout of Argenta Oriena in a run rule win on Tuesday in non-conference high school baseball action from Argenta. Jacob McWard drove in 6 for the Tornadoes. He was 3 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Max Green was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Colton Gatton struck out 11 across 5 innings of 1-run ball for Taylorville. Bryson Cameron tallied the only hit of the afternoon for the Bombers. The Tornadoes are 6-0. They have a doubleheader with Springfield Lanphier on Saturday. Argenta Oriena drops to 3-3. They will visit LeRoy on Friday. Aiden Moore homered, and Brock Owens drove in 4 runs to lead LeRoy to a 12-0 romp over Blue Ridge in a 3-inning run rule win in non-conference high school baseball action on Tuesday. Moore's homer in the 3rd inning highlighted a 7-run frame for the Panthers. Kobe Brent was 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Brock Owens drove in 4 runs, finishing 2 for 3. Austin Lioness drove in 2 runs, and Lucas Hendren and Cole Smith drove in runs for LeRoy. The Knights fall to 0-4 on the season. They will host Toledo Cumberland on Thursday in Lincoln Prairie action. Monticello toppled Decatur St. Teresa 14-4 in a 5-inning run rule win over Decatur St. Teresa in non-conference high school softball action from Decatur on Tuesday. Madison Highland homered, and Cassidy Stoffel stayed hot driving in 4 runs as the Lady Sages ran its win streak to 8 to start the season. Stoffel was 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. Thea Key was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and Highland drove in 2 runs and scored twice. Sadie Walsh, Allie Widener, Ashley Stiverson, and Lucy Leatherwood each had 2 hits for Monticello. Isabiri was 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. The Lady Sages improved to 8-0 overall. They visit Prairie Central on Thursday to open Illini Prairie Conference play. Sullivan jumped out to a 6-1 lead and held on for a 6-3 win over Clinton in non-conference high school softball action on Tuesday in Sullivan. Avery Smith was 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI to lead Clinton. Hadley Umble was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Clinton is 2-3 overall. They travel to Shelbyville on Thursday to open Central Illinois Conference action. Warrensburg Latham's miscues allowed Argenta Oriena to take down the Lady Cardinals in non-conference high school softball action on Tuesday in Argenta. The Lady Cardinals jumped out in front 6-5 with a 4-run fifth inning, but a hit batter with the bases loaded tied the game. A fielder's choice then allowed the go-ahead run to come across, and Gracie Manning reached on an error that scored 2 more for the Lady Bombers. Karma Giles homered in the 6th inning to put Argenta Oriena up 11-6. Giles led Argenta Oriena going 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Manning finished 0 for 2 but drove in 2 runs. Lisa Armstrong drove in 2 for the Lady Bombers. With the win, Argenta Oriena got its first of the season as they go to 1-5. They will open Lincoln Prairie Conference action on Monday when they visit Broadlands Heritage. Illinois picked up an 8-2 win over Illinois State at Illinois Field on Tuesday. Offensively, the Fighting Illini were led by Cameron Chialoy, who was 2 for 2 with a double, 2 walks, and 2 RBIs. Colin Jennings continued his power surge at the plate with a homer and 2 RBIs. Vatisse Valensuis had a solid night at the dish, going 3 for 4 with a double. Peyton Hutchings picked up the win out of the bullpen, tossing a scoreless 3rd inning and striking out 1. Mitch Dye posted a scoreless 6th. He struck out the side. 7 of 8 orange and blue relievers made scoreless appearances. The Illini scored 3 times in the 2nd, taking the lead for good thanks to a Will Johannes RBI single and a Chialoy 2-run double. A 2-run single from Daniel Contreras trimmed the lead to 8-2 for ISU. Illinois State stranded 12 runners on base. Contreras was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Judah Morris finished 1 for 3 with a double, a run, and 2 walks. Illinois State heads to Valparaiso for a 3-game weekend series against the Beacons Friday through Sunday. Illinois returns to action Friday when they welcome Maryland to Champaign for a 3-game Big Ten series. Jose Miranda hit a 2-run single in a Minnesota 5-run 6th inning, and the Twins took care of the White Sox 8-3 Tuesday night for their first win of the season.
The White Sox opened the season with a 28-inning streak without their starting pitchers allowing an earned run, the 4th longest such streak by a team's starters in the expansion era.
Now the stretch and a 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on that nasty changeup. Corey Lee will send that ball to the authenticator. First career strikeout for Smith.
Alas, Shane Smith's more than solid Major League debut was done in when the bullpen failed to provide relief, allowing 2 inherited and 5 total runs in a nightmare's 5th that propelled the Twins to their first win of the season. Sox and Twins square off in the series finale Wednesday afternoon at 1:10. Pre-game coverage starts at 12:30 on the ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
And you can hear the Sox on WHOW again on Saturday. Saya Suzuki hit a 3-run homer in the 1st inning. Kyle Tucker added a solo shot in the 3rd to give him home runs in a career-best 4 straight games, and the Cubs slugged away for a 2nd consecutive night, beating the Athletics 7-4 Tuesday. The A's answered in the bottom of the 1st on Brent Rooker's 2-run drive, and Shea Langoliers had a 2-run shot in the 3rd. Cubs left-hander Justin Steele struck out 6 over 6 2/3 innings and continued his impressive interleague success in his 3rd start of 2025, helping Chicago win back-to-back games for the first time this season. Ryan Presley worked a scoreless 9th for his 2nd save. Tucker's 4 home runs are tied with Aaron Judge for 2nd most in the majors. Dansby Swanson added an RBI double after hitting home runs the previous 2 games. Cubs right-hander Jamison Tejon faces Jeffrey Springs in the series finale this afternoon. Kyron Paris hit a tie-breaking single in the 11th inning. Yohan Moncada followed with a 2-run double, and the LA Angels beat the Cardinals 9-7 Tuesday. The game was tied at 3 after 9 innings before each team scored 3 in the 10th, and the Angels added 3 in the 11th. Victor Scott II had an RBI single in the bottom half, but Ryan Zefferjan got 2 outs for his first career save. Zefferjan struck out Wilson Contreras with a runner aboard to end it as the Angels outlasted St. Louis in extra innings for the second straight night. Ryan Johnson earned his first big league win. LA first baseman Nolan Shanuel hit a 2-run triple in the 10th to make up for his throwing error in the 8th. He lined a shot to center just past Scott, and it rolled all the way to the wall, scoring Paris and Moncada for the 5-3 lead. Shanuel scored on Joe Adell's single. Cardinals pinch hitter Lucan Baker answered with a 2-run double to make it 6-5, and Nolan Arenado tied it with an RBI single. Chris Roycroft allowed 3 runs. 2 were earned in 1 inning for St. Louis. Jordan Walker had 2 hits and 2 RBIs for the Cardinals. He hit a 419-foot homer to the batter's eye in center. Cardinals right-hander Sonny Gray faces Yusei Kikuchi to close out the 3-game set today. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Here's Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson on why bigger necessarily isn't better.
People just think things are better on the other side or out of town or whatever. Right, the name of the store is Save-A-Lot, so we kind of have that around our neck in a sense that we have to perform and we have to save people a lot. Never said we're the lowest on every item. What I have always claimed, and I can back up, is we are as low or lower and fair than any other retailer.
Shop your Clinton Save-A-Lot to save up to 40% every day, and as Dave always says,
Hope to see you soon.
Breathing problems can affect every aspect of your life. Breathe easier with Gibson Area Hospital Pulmonary